Hey guys, I'm Kim and I'm an artist. I thought I'd bring you along as I complete this little painting today. I'm starting off with a sheer orangish red underpainting. I know that the bulk of my painting is going to be comprised of cool colors, and putting that red-orange underneath the blues and the purples will set them off and make them feel a little bit more vibrant and magical, and that's just what I'm going for. So start off with that, and then I'm laying on top of that the sketch and then all of the base colors. So I'm painting the base in all acrylics here. Because number one, acrylics have been my primary medium for years and years and years, and so I'm just more comfortable and quick working with acrylics. But also, you can use acrylics underneath oils with no problem. Not the other way around though, so don't try that. I always make sure to paint the sides of my pieces because I really like the effect of continuing the painting out into the side. In this case, she's in the middle of the sky, so it's just blue and there's nothing exciting going on. But oftentimes there'll be a forest or something, and I like to continue that onto the sides of my paintings. So this is my first time using a wood panel to paint on. I have only really been painting on canvas so far, and I decided I wanted to try the wood panel, and I underestimated severely how many coats of paint it would take to cover up the wood entirely. So I had to keep going back in and adding more paint to the background. Art is just one big experiment, and this painting is no exception. This painting that I'm working on is something that's been in my mind for months, and it's going to be a girl riding a storm cloud. She's got raven friends with her, and I will say initially I thought of this as an individual who is on the attack, but it also could be interpreted more positively as a person who is just riding out a storm. I'm painting in the rain here. I want it to be nice and blended and like just a little bit of a different color from the rest of the sky so that it looks like rain falling, nothing too dramatic. And then I'm actually gonna be painting over this anyway. By the way, I hope that you're enjoying this lovely music I have in the background. I didn't want to run afoul of any of YouTube's licensing issues, and so right now I'm just using their free library on the YouTube creation area. And these two were the closest to the type of music that I would normally listen to, which I'm so glad you asked, would be basically most any type of rock with some electronic music and ambient music and international stuff mixed in. But mostly I'm really into rock music, and especially anything that's jazzy, bluesy rock. That's what you'll mostly find me listening to. And this is just as close as I could get. All right, for these birds that are out here on the side, I'm just saving myself some time and energy by painting them all in acrylic. And I put a lot of details in the birds that you probably can't pick up very well on camera, but I just wanted to get these laid down and not have to worry about the oils with them, because the plan was to do all the rest of the details, the cloud, the lightning, and the storm rider in oil paints. But I am new to oil paints. I just started learning oil paints only a few months ago, and this would be the third painting that I have ever worked with oils on. So, doing whatever I can in the background to just keep things simple for myself. And here I go, switching out to the oil paints, because you can't share brushes, you can't share really anything. It's a completely different process. And so when I do work with both mediums, I try to do only one medium in a day. So I'll only work with acrylics that day, or I will only work with oils that day, so nothing gets confused. Right, with oil paints, you work from dark to light. So you lay down the shadows, because with oil paints, it's easier to lay something down that has white over top of the darks. I think this is just because white just takes over a little bit more, honestly. I'm not really sure, but this is completely contrary to my process when I'm working with acrylics, because when I'm working with acrylics, it is very difficult to lay down light colors over top of dark colors. So generally with acrylics, I will work from light to dark, and there are always exceptions to all of these rules here, but it's been kind of a switch in my process to have to think about things from shadows building up to the highlights. I mean, even with acrylics, I probably would add the very, very tip-top highlights at the very end, because you don't know where they're going to go until the very end. And also, it's pretty satisfying to lay down those last little details. But yeah, it's just kind of been a little bit of an adjustment for me while I'm painting with oils to reverse the way that I think about laying down my paints. I struggled a lot with deciding on the hair color for this girl. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a natural hair color or if I wanted to make it more fantastical. I think if she is a sky witch, then she might prefer to have more sky-like hair. So she has kind of a purple silver hair here. She's not meant to be old, but in my mind, in this world that I'm building, a sky witch would just have more of a silvery hair color. Now, here's where oils really shine. I am laying down color, just blocks of color, kind of where I think I want them, and I'm not bothering to blend them in any way, shape, or form, because I know that once I have all the colors laid down, I can move things around as much as I want. And with acrylics, you cannot do that. Once you put a color down, it's just going to be there, unless of course you're putting lots of mediums into it. It's just going to be where you put it, and you can't really move it after about like maybe 10 seconds. So the fun thing with oil is being able to just lay it down and then blend it, moving things exactly where you want it, shifting, changing your mind as you go even, and just experimenting. And that's something that you cannot do with acrylics, and I have great appreciation for. So you can see me here just laying down all of these colors, and then I go back in and I blend them and kind of move them over to the side and mix them together to kind of create this cloud as I want it on the go. And that is such a fun and delightful process. My daughter really wanted me to do with this video. She wanted me to do a paint along with me sort of video, and I might do something more simple in the future where you could actually paint along with me and like a lesson or something. Let me know if that sounds interesting to you. But I figured for this one I would just do this little smaller piece, much smaller than I usually would paint, and I thought that it would be a quick and easy process. But I was very much mistaken. I don't want to bore you with all the details, but let's just say the painting itself took me 3 times as long while I was fiddling with the recording aspect of it, and the editing, even just the transferring of the files to my computer, the editing. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were definitely made, and I went about it completely the wrong way. here we go. If you enjoy this type of painting, please let me know. So I'm not sure that I will do this again if you don't. So it's just a lot of work. Now I'm working on the part I'm most excited about, which is the lightning. In order to create realistic lightning, the technique I'm using is to lay down light blue rather than white, sheer blended bits over where the lightning is going to be traveling, and then you build on top of that thinner and thinner lines with brighter and brighter, closer to white color. All right, I'm coming up on the end here. I'm putting in the final touches. And basically that's just assessing where I think things could use a little bit more brightness, a little more drama, the final highlights, and adjusting any little tiny details that I notice are kind of getting lost. And then that's the final painting. I hope that you enjoyed this, and let me know if you did, so I know to do another painting like this again. Also, like, subscribe, do all those fun things. If you don't mind, I would be so grateful to you. And I'll see you next time.